custom. To set this stone in accordance with the ancient traditions. Set this stone in accordance with the ancient customs. I call forth the senior craftsman, the master workman, and our Mr. Conductor to help me with this ceremony. Please rise. Mr. Conductor?
Your wishes, Mr. President?
My order is that you take certain well-approved craftsmen and set this stone in accordance with the ancient landmarks.
Shall be done. Fellow craftsmen, advance. By order of our worthy president, I direct that you here and now proceed to set this stone with the ancient landmarks.
Classmates, what are we and what are our duties in the class of 2019?
We are craftsmen, and our duty is to labor at our appointed task.
It is well said, my friend. But why did you place a compass upon the stone?
I did, so that I might find whether the stone lay due north and south, and to remind you, myself, and all men that as the needle points ordinarily to the pole, so should our thoughts and actions point ordinarily to the polar star of duty.
It is well spoken. But you placed the square on the stone. Wherefore did you that?
I did so, that I might find out whether the stone was square, and to remind you, myself, and all other brethren of the craft that we should square our action to all the transcension of the life by the rule of truth.
A goodly sentiment and a noble precept. But you placed the level on the stone. Why did you thus?
I did so that I might find out whether the stone is level, and to remind you, myself, and all men of this fact, that it is our duty to level distinctions of rank, wealth, and blood, remembering that day when we shall all lay down in the dreamless sleep.
Certainly, that is teaching worth remembering. But you, my friend, you placed a plumb upon the stone. Wherefore?
I did so to find whether these edges were right edges, and to remind you, myself, and all other brethren of the craft, to make upright our conduct in every walk of life.
It is well spoken. See that you follow that teaching. But you, my friend, have a maul or hammer in your hand.
Yes, when edges are rough or rocks obdurate, we use this instrument in preparing the master builder's chisel, and to remind you, myself, and all men that the troubles, the cares, and the anxieties of this life are but strokes of the hammer in the hands of the master builder of the universe, that he may fashion us to be stones in that great temple, not made by hands, eternal in the heavens.
It is goodly teaching, and one that hath come to us from the far-off past. But fain will I linger here, and listen to several words of wisdom. But the hour grows late. Let us gather our working tools and hasten to make our report. Mr. Conductor, we wish to make our report.
The hour grows late. It is now near the hour of low 12. Ye must have tarried.
True, most worthy, sir. After labor, we spend some time in talk of high and noble themes.
It is well fin discourse, yet not in idleness, ye pass these late hours. Report.
The stone is set.
The stone is due north and south.
The stone is square.
The stone is level.
The stone is plumb.
The stone is true and firm.
It is well. And if the master workmen report to me, as ye have declared, ye shall in no wise lose your reward. Call the craft from labor.
By direction of a right honorable conductor, I call the craft from labor to refreshment.
Pages, if the craftsmen have refreshed themselves, do ye bring before me the master workmen.
Yes, sir.
Ye be called master workmen, inspectors, and inquisitors.
True, most honored, sir.
Wherefore do men call ye so? Are not all men workmen in this world of pain and toil and labor?
All men should be workmen, but it is not so. Therefore is it that the craft sets aside some who by their faithfulness and their zeal and their experience are worthy to try the work of others.
That is a truly wise provision. And when you examine the work, you find out what?
We find out whether they be true workmen.
What is the emblem of thine office, good sir?
The square, sir.
Has it any moral teaching?
Morally, it teaches us to square our action of the virtue of square.
make report.
Sir, I found the stone square. The square as our man of the class of 2019. The craftsmen have performed their duty.
What is the emblem of thine office, good sir?
The level, sir.
Has it any moral teaching?
Morally, it reminds us of equality, and we use it to try horizontals.
Apply the emblem of thine office to this stone and make report.
Sir, I find this stone level. Level as are the heads of the class of 2019. The craftsmen have performed their duty.
Now, what is the emblem of thine office, good sir?
The plum, sir.
Has it any moral teaching?
Morally, it reminds us of the right living, and we use it to try perpendiculars.
Finally, apply the emblem of thine office to the several edges of this stone and make report.
Sir, the stone is plum. May the life of every class member ever be so. The craftsmen have performed their duties.
Classmates, the craftsmen, the master workmen, and our well-beloved conductor report to me that this stone is duly and truly laid. Is it your wish that I proceed? I find this stone firm, due north, south, square, level, and plumb. I therefore declare it to be well-formed, true and trusty, and set properly in accordance with the traditions of these schools. Let the elements of consecration now be presented.
I, scarcely scorn upon this stone, and upon you, as an emblem of plenty, may the blessings of 1 to 7 be scattered upon us in our school forever.
I pour this wine upon this stone as an emblem of joy and gladness. May the great creator of the universe prosper this, our school, forever. I pour this oil upon this stone as an emblem of peace. May its blessing abide us and our school forever.
Pass on the emblem of our common labor.
Sir and comrade, in giving this spade into your keeping, I charge your class, through you, its representative, to work hard and delve deep, for thus and thus only can true results be attained. Sir and comrade, the class of 2019 bids the class of 2020 hail and farewell.
Sir and gentlemen, the class of 2019, the class of 2020 is not unmindful of the good record you are leaving behind you. It will be our endeavor to equal, if we may not surpass, that most excellent record that tonight closes another chapter in our school's history, so that when you return to witness like ceremonies, you may see that your advice has been well taken. Sir and gentlemen all, class of 2020 is the class of 2019. Hail, Godspeed, and farewell.
Classmates, the sands in our hourglass warn us that our duties here are nearly over. Our time here as pupils nearly done. In a few hours, our last words will have been said, our last duties performed, and we will go forth to merge ourselves into the great mass of mankind. Many have stood where we stand today in great rose-laden May. 135 fleeting years have seen some come and return, some to renew old memories of blessed friendships, and some to see ceremonies like this. Some have not returned. Some the busy world hath claimed, and some roam in distant lands, and some are asleep in the white city of the dead. So it has been with them, so it will be with us. Years will pass, the rolls will be called, and some of us will not be here to answer. Gentlemen, for some of us, old comrades true, this is the last time we'll see each other this side of eternity's shore. Therefore, in a pledge of the love of the past and an earnest of our memories of the future, let you and me join together in our old school song, whose echoes shall linger with us for the rest of our time.
Our strong band can ne'er be broken, formed at our old school. Memory live with many a token, old with loving bonds. Ami King, Usque, ad fidem, deep graven on each heart, shall be found unwavering true, and we from life shall part. There relieve the touch shall twine round our hearts for aye. Lovers back to life protracted, pleasures long gone by. Ami King, Usque, ad fidem, deep graven on each heart, shall be found unwavering true, and we from life shall part. Hearts alive, the best is passing, gliding swiftly on. Let us prove in word and deed our love for our old school. Ami King, Usque, ad fidem, deep graven on each heart, shall be found unwavering true, and we from life shall part.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes this evening's ceremonies. Thank you so much for attending. Please drive safely.